What's up guys, my name is Hubby. I've been selling on Amazon FBA for the last 3 years or so. What I want to do is just kind of go over some of the specific things that I've done that have helped me to be successful. Within my second year of fully selling on Amazon, I did over $300,000 in sales, with $100,000 of that being profit. I decided to get into Amazon FBA because I was getting tired of my normal 9-to-5 job and really just getting bored of being on the computer doing the same monotonous task every single day. So I was on YouTube just trying to find a way to make money online, and one of the things I stumbled across was Amazon FBA. I watched a whole bunch of videos, spent hundreds of hours honestly going through different content to make sure that I did it right the first time. And my hopes is that I've pulled out enough of that is really valuable to share that information with you, because that's really what streamlined my success with Amazon FBA. The first product that I ever launched on Amazon FBA was a success, and I know that's kind of an outlier because most of the people that I watch on YouTube talk about multiple failures before they actually have a successful Amazon product. So what is Amazon FBA exactly? Amazon FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. With Amazon FBA, you create a product and ship it directly to Amazon. Amazon's warehouse will store your product, and whenever a customer purchases that product, they will send it directly to them. There's really minimal interaction between yourself and the customer. Amazon handles the majority of that, and that's why it's called Fulfilled by Amazon. Amazon FBA is something that anyone can do. Most people shop on Amazon and they don't realize that there's people like myself, potentially yourself, that have made products that are selling on Amazon. Many people think that Amazon FBA only has big name brands such as Sony or Bose, whatever it may be, but the truth is anyone can sell products on Amazon FBA. So why would you decide to start your e-commerce journey on Amazon? The reason that I would give is that Amazon is a trusted platform that many people are already flocking to and using. When I go to buy anything online, 99% of the time I'm starting my search on Amazon.com. Why would you go through the process of setting up your own website and trying to find your own customers when there's already high intent customers that are looking for the products that you're likely ready to sell on Amazon? One of the things that I've become accustomed to is the prime shipping that Amazon offers. There's no better feeling than receiving your products within the next business day, or sometimes the same day that you order your products. The products that you sell on Amazon FBA are eligible for that same prime shipping that you're probably so accustomed to. I've sold on many platforms before, including eBay, Amazon, and Shopify, and I can tell you that setting up a website takes a lot of time and effort, and you don't start generating sales overnight. So when you sell on Amazon FBA, your products are already being shown to people that have an intention to purchase them. When you create your own website, that's not necessarily the case. A lot of times when you create your own site, you're having to go find your own customers that aren't necessarily even looking for your product. But by selling on Amazon FBA, you're putting yourself in a marketplace where customers are already looking for what it is that you're selling. Some of the biggest challenges I had when I started a website on Shopify was just getting it set up from the get-go. There are a lot of specific details that you have to get right to make your website even look presentable to the customer. Another challenge that I faced was getting customers to even show up to my website. On Amazon, people are already flocking there. They're already going there to purchase whatever it is that they're looking for. Where when I had my own Shopify store, I had to actually go and run ads to a cold audience to try and draw them in. And many times when they come to your Shopify store, they're not necessarily even really primed to purchase, they're just coming to browse around. So it takes way more money to get going on Shopify. I'm not discouraging you from creating a Shopify website. I think that's a necessary step and something that you should do if you're serious about the e-commerce business as a whole. However, if you're new to e-commerce and you're just starting up, there's no need to go through all of those hurdles that Shopify come with. If you start on Amazon FBA, it makes it much easier for beginners to get started. So when you're looking to get started selling on Amazon, you have to determine what product you're going to sell. In order to do so, what I would recommend is determine what people are currently searching for but don't have enough relevant products available. You can do this using various keyword research tools that will show you how many searches are being made on a specific keyword, such as wind chimes. So the best thing to do when starting to sell on Amazon is find a market gap. What that means is you want to find what people are searching for on Amazon, but there's not enough relevant products to satisfy that market. The first product that I ever launched was a wind chime. The reason I selected that product was because I noticed there were thousands of people that were searching for funeral wind chimes, but when I looked at the Amazon search results for funeral wind chimes, there were none that were specific to sympathy wind chimes or something related to a funeral. All of the wind chimes that were available for that were generic wind chimes. After I decided on the product that I was going to sell, it was as easy as me going to Alibaba.com to look for a manufacturer that could make that product. Alibaba.com is a marketplace where you can search for suppliers or manufacturers that are already making similar products to what you're looking to sell. I went to the website and simply typed in wind chimes. What that did was provide me a list of results of different manufacturers that were currently making wind chimes. I contacted different suppliers and let them know I was just looking for a bit of a variation of what they were currently selling so that I could come up with a sympathy wind chime and have it ready to be shipped to customers. Once I had a list of suppliers, I simply contacted multiple of them to see what the prices would be for that specific product that I was looking to manufacture. Once I had multiple quotes from different suppliers, the ones that made the most sense, I reached back out to and asked if I can order a sample from them. A sample is essentially a prototype of the product that you're looking to sell. You want to have one created so that you can determine the quality of the product before you decide on a bulk order. Once I determined which sample I liked the most, I simply contacted the supplier for that sample and asked them what was the minimum order quantity that I need to order to place a bulk order. Once we came to agreement on an MOQ, then we discussed more details such as how much money I would put up front before they started production. In this case, the manufacturer was fine with me paying 30% up front and I would pay the additional 70% once the order was complete. So once my bulk order was complete, I decided to go the route of sending them directly to Amazon. The main reason for this was because my wife would be pissed if I had a bunch of boxes in my garage. As I was waiting for the products to get to Amazon, I started working on creating my Amazon product listing. For my first product, I used the original sample that I received to take the product pictures while I was waiting for the boxes to be shipped to Amazon. This part of the process is extremely important, so you want to make sure you get this right. I would highly recommend that you hire a freelancer to do so. The reason I say this is because most people are just looking at the pictures on Amazon and making their purchasing decision based off of the pictures. After I took the photos, I uploaded them to my product listing. You also have to add a description to your product. This includes things like the title, the bullet points, and a long description. You want to use the keyword research that you've done up front to make sure you plug in specific keywords that people are searching for on Amazon. Amazon at its core is a search engine, and by you putting the keywords that people are searching for in your listing, you're helping Amazon determine who they should be showing your product to. Once you put all the details in, your listing is live and ready to go. At this point, your listing may start showing up organically for some customers when they're searching for the keywords you plugged into your listing, but that's not always the case. What I had to do was run pay-per-click advertising on Amazon. What this does is allow you to show up at the top of a search page for a specific keyword such as sympathy wind chimes. You're gonna have to pay each time someone clicks on it, but as Amazon sees that you're converting for those keywords, they will start to rank you organically as well. PPC is its own beast. We can't cover all of the specifics in this video, but if you go to JOD.com/freedom, we'll get into the details there. Now that you have a high-level overview, I recommend going to JOD.com/freedom so that you can get more details about how to get started and take the next right step as you go through the process. It's one thing to know how to do something high level, but it's much more beneficial if you have someone that's already done it help you along the way. If you've got any value out of this video, I just ask that you like and subscribe. We have more valuable content that we'll be publishing over the next few weeks. I felt like I was complacent in my normal 9-to-5 job. That's why I got started on Amazon FBA. If you feel the same, all you need to do is take the next right step. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one.